once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. Holy cows, man. Greetings, blessings, salutations, and love to you all once again. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am truly inspired with love once again today as we get started today. Greetings and blessings to all of you. Jimmy Shively, before we even got started, man, I see this and news updates. Thanks again. Surgery went well. Son is home. Now hurting but healing. Praise be. He's got a long road ahead of him, but the genuine care and concern didn't go unnoticed. Hey, thank you for your support, my brother. We are on the attack today, man. Many major love bombs. That is the goal today. That is my hope, my wonder. What is holy, right? Can you find the holiness in the imagined version of a cow? I mean, why not? I figure holy is whole. Good evening, Jack. Insane Wheels, Mike Ball, blessings to you, my brother, as well. Wonderful to see all of you on this Monday afternoon, Monday evening. And for those who will, you will, please, and you'll be appreciated. Hit the like. Hit the like if you're up for it. Holy and Samsonite, glad to see you, my friend. Wrapping things up at work. Please be with you and join us as you can, man. Be safe, be aware, be joy-filled. And I truly appreciate all of you. I'm a man who just loves, man. That's really who I am. That's what I've realized. That's what I'm looking to do, is just to be with love, baby. Here, let's jump to the front and the back. In the back, the reminder, love is the answer. Here in the image today, some graphics. Conflict, destruction, right? That stuff is happening in this world that we're living in. Join us, me and those like me. Join us to end wars, bring peace to the world. And I want to remind you, love. Love is that power. Love is that force that's with you. It's in your grasp. Love brings invitations and permissions, right? For peace and all goodness to be shared. So be with love. Unite for more love and peace to grow in our lives. Unite with me. Because, baby, I'm feeling some love again today. I'm feeling some love again today. Yeah, the missiles, man, those are agents of destruction for sure. So expensive, too. This is what I'm realizing. It's up to us how our society turns and what direction we're going to go. Speaking of direction, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link and we'll see what happens today. I got some notes and some ideas, but we'll see what the day may bring here with the Chats with Jack. I do want to offer space for fellowship, for solutions to emerge, because this idea of join me with love, join me, right? Join love. So love is with you, and then join with me, and let's see what we can do together, individually, apart. Those like me, man. I'm one of many. I'm a reflection of all of you. That's what we are to each other. We're just reflections of life, given different forms and backstories, right? every character in every good play or movie, they got a backstory with them, right? It's what makes them move, what makes them authentic. That's the same with you. It's the same with me. It's all about the backstory. But the backstory is just, it's to fill in the details, maybe, to bring a little context to what you might see today. But what's really important, right, is the motives, the intentions, the actions, the deeds, the way the character moves in the theater, in the play, in the show, in the world, right? Because you're a character, I'm a character. We're all just characters in this developing character and story of time. And in this timeline, we were given this most beautiful, amazing, incredible teacher who walked the walk and talked the talk and brought the truth to the world with grace and ease. This King of Peace, Lord of Love, right? Yeshua, Jesus, a couple thousand years ago. From what I've understood in my experiences, and check it out for yourself, but seems that many people, regardless of faith or religion, they recognize, right, the perfection of the one, Christ, Jesus. What was it he said? Did he not say and walk with love? That was the whole point. He had been perfected with love. That's why he was such a divine tool and purpose for God. He showed us the path to heaven. All of us, you and me. The way to be in heaven is to be with God. To be with God, be with love. To be absent from love is foolish, really. I mean, if you get to choose, which you do to some degree, I mean, it's karma and it's complicated and there's lots of variables for every single one of us, but to some degree, we all get to choose at some point in our lives. Do I want to walk with love and faith and joy and trust and contentment and goodness and gladness and appreciation? Or do I want to feel important with my hate and my misery, feel special with my guilt and my shame, push everyone away, make life real hard on myself? I used to play those games. Everyone can. You don't have to, though. What I'm telling you, it's what Jesus said is true. Love is the way, man. And the idea of repent, baptize yourself, cleanse yourself, renew yourself, crucify your old self, right? The selfish part of you. Let that die away. Stop allowing the flesh to move you, to be driven by lusts or appetites or, unhealthy excuses. That's what it really comes down to. This is what I found, right? Truly, what Jesus said is true. And earlier, a little shout out to our friend, What's Up, Cynthia? I don't follow all the details, but I caught much of her stream earlier today. And she was talking about Jesus and faith, walking with love and devotion. And as I brought her up to give her credit, I kind of slipped on what she was saying. But my thoughts, my ideas from today, mine, the ideas I found today that I hope to share, it's pretty simple, really. Regarding join me with love. In other words, be with love with you. Invite love to be with you. Be in control of you. Be responsible for you with compassion, right? That's what Jesus showed. God's grace, compassion, and mercy. It was the world that lacked those things, right? The government and the religions, they lacked the mercy and compassion, not Jesus. So be like God. Here, I'm going to invite Perfect timing for a guest to come in because I know I'm pushing the limits. I'm going to get scolded by some of these religious. Welcome back, loving Landry. Welcome back. How you doing, brother?
Praise God, I'm doing good. I'm very loving today. For real though, I think it's been a great day. How's your day been? Pretty good.
Dude, it's been an adventure today.
Kind of rocky.
Seriously. It's been an adventure.
All right.
I tried to help someone and I may have disappointed them, might have even caused them a little bit of pain, and it was not intentional, right? I was just trying to do a good deed. Um, but then I met someone else in the neighborhood as well today, and got a check in the mail, and so now I'm just dealing with the banking bureaucracy that's been built around us as bullshit. Things are going good for me. Anyway,
All right. Well, I mean, if you can have a good attitude no matter what the life throws at you, that's always a good thing. I think.
that's that's what I'm finding, dude. Really. Oh,
Tommy, though, man. Whew. So if I may, yesterday I felt though I was very in a loving state of mind. Right, I was very loving in my
okay.
mindset. Right, and I did a quick little 50 minutes. I had no idea the entire time there was a very non-love filled stream going on from Tommy, and I was like, oh great, look at this, right? So I checked in on it, and I was like, all right. So I mean, because here's the thing: I assumed that he would have thought I knew it was happening, but I can't always keep up with this kind of stuff. But
Right.
Tommy, were we not loving and caring like 2 days ago? What happened, buddy? I believe that you mended issues with Gabe, and what just in this space, people don't like to be loving.
Um, Tommy's got a real he's shown patterns of resistance to that. He's really back and forth. He considers himself pretty consistent and a stand-up guy, but he ain't.
He's not
No,
consistent.
not at all. He's bitter and selective memory. It's beautiful.
Well, why would you let me know? I mean, if you let me know, wouldn't that just be more bait? I mean, you haven't let me know in the past. Sometimes I can figure it out because, I mean, someone else lets me know or it tells me, but
I did hear I did hear something yesterday. Tommy streaming, and I saw him streaming your face. I didn't know exactly what was going on, but Tommy still got me banned from StreamYard and hidden from his chat. So it's like,
well, you know, he sure
and
does talk about you a lot for someone who's got you banned.
I know, I know. It's an interesting adventure we've got here. Hey, Zill, welcome to you, brother.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up?
Wow. I feel like I just took a time machine back to like 2002. It's animation. Like,
Landry,
you wouldn't
you've
steal a
seen me
car.
with this before, Bert, man.
But I wasn't as pixely last time.
Oh. All right. I have a question for Jack. Do you think we're the same? That all people are the same?
There's similarities and distinctions. Both
So we are different
cannot be
persons.
denied. What?
We are different persons, right? We have different personhoods.
We've become accustomed to separated identities. However, beyond those, the belief in the identities that you're you and I'm me, and somehow we're separated and different. Beyond that, there's a sameness and a oneness, right? In this very breath, we're sharing this moment of time.
Well, these are things we have in common, but it doesn't mean that we're the same either, does it? But these are things like we're humans. We have brains with the ability to think. Now, these are things we have in common. We're of the same kind. We're of the same kind. We're humans.
Right.
Now, these are things we have in common, but it doesn't mean that I'm you and you're me. Because if you say I'm you and you're me, I say no, we're not. We're not the same. Therefore, how can you
Hold
disagree
on.
with yourself? How can you
You,
disagree with yourself?
dude, I've seen you do it. Many
It's,
people do it all the time. It's
so I can
enabled in
change
this
my mind.
society.
I can change my mind.
Right. But
Right.
I'm pointing out that people contradict themselves all the time. And I'm inviting you to reconsider.
Well, that would
Okay.
just be confusion. That would be confusion because I can't believe
Right.
something and not believe something at the same time, right?
Right.
So
Now,
you believe something and I disbelieve that same thing. Therefore, there's a
wait.
contradiction there.
And you're focusing on the contradiction again for what reason?
Is Zillzone an
Because
atheist?
it no, I'm a Christian.
Okay, you are.
Because
Please,
it shows issues in your worldview if you think that we are the
please.
same person.
I know we can continue this debate another time. Please pause or I'll swap you out. I want to give our attention to, I don't want to make him wait. Welcome, Tommy.
Oh, hold on. Let me get on my knees real quick. I got to all hail the Tommy's here.
Tommy, am I you? Are you me? Are we all Jack? Are we all Landry?
No, and it's contradictory to biblical stuff like God made us as individuals. So no, we are not all one. And
I
we're not
agree.
all children. We're not all children of God. That's why Jesus told the Pharisees they were of their father, the devil, and they're
Right.
siblings of Jack. Yeah, Jack, you're
I'm-
giving me the loop. You're giving me the loop gesture to the Bible.
What is your point? What can we move forward with today?
Well, when you're talking about people contradicting themselves, you can't decide if you want to stand on us Christians or those Christians, depending on what context you want to display it as.
Does that matter?
Yes,
And if
Jack.
so,
Yes,
why?
because you want to be coherent in your worldview. You want to make
Right.
sense.
No,
And this
please.
is also you're just devaluing when you get called out for where you fuck up. You just devalue it. Like a narcissist.
Maybe to a small degree, but let's keep focused
No,
on the
to
bigger
that
picture.
degree.
I can barely understand him.
Calm down, please.
Okay, Jack. Jack, you're not blocked in my backstage. You're blocked on YouTube, and as long as you're
Crap,
moderator,
I'm not, dude.
What?
You're mistaken. Please double check your StreamYard.
I just did. The only person that's blocked is CageXI and some guy I don't know the name of.
Well, hold on. We've got a more important guest I want to welcome back. It's been a while for him as
So
well.
you're back. You're
You know
putting
I'm-
value still. Oh, Dusty's
that?
more important than me.
Man, he's-
Well,
Who's
I'll
that?
see my way
Putting on the
out.
pounds, Dusty.
I've never heard of this
No
guy. Who is
shit.
this guy? I've never heard of him.
Put him in back.
Who are you? Who are you?
Yeah, Zillzone, who's heard of you?
You?
I mean, I forget every morning when I wake up.
No, you don't.
Okay, are we 10 years old?
Well, we can talk about what's true and what's not.
You think I wake up every morning and think, oh, Zillzone.
Yes.
Okay, well,
No,
It's
you're
not.
mistaken,
Yes,
dude.
he does.
Here,
No, of course not. Stop.
please pause, please. Welcome to you, Dusty. It's been a while. What's new, shaking with you?
Who are you?
As Landry had noticed, I've been just sitting around eating. I went.
So you're
I
nobody.
went.
Okay.
I went.
get this guy out of here, man. Fucking Zillzone. What a loser.
He's about gone. He doesn't realize it.
Put some respect on my name, Zillzone.
Never heard of you, bud.
Jesus
it goes.
Christ. Ah, I feel so much better now.
Went dress shopping yesterday. Homecoming is coming up.
Homecoming.
I'm sorry,
Very-
prom.
Very cool.
See, look at this. The signs of fatness everywhere.
I guess that's how you know you've made it big.
Ah, literally.
Damn it! I hate you for that one.
Hey, welcome to you, Melanie.
Oh, you
How's
told him
it
that was
been?
bullshit.
Melanie, you there? Your audio is not coming through if you if you're speaking.
Melanie's never not speaking, so it's got to be an audio issue.
I agree.
Well, usually Melanie's pretty straight with the audio, so I trust she'll get it figured out. She'll get it figured out. It's all good.
But I see there's a lot of war going on these days.
Where? Here or there?
Yes.
Hey, no, yeah, there is.
Your background is the gayest I've ever seen. What? I'm getting AIDS just being here.
Dude, come on now. We could go with that, or we can go with that. Love reveals heaven.
Where's the Rasputin ones?
Yeah, where's the dark ones? There we go.
Let brotherly love continue.
I like that one.
Nobody trusts that smile. Where is the Rasputin ones? Those are my favorite.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
Miracles happen every day. Let's go with that. Does that work?
It looks official. We're doing business here. We're not just hanging out being creepy at the president.
No. I could see him writing, I could see myself over his shoulder as he's signing his name, right, to the true reforms and changes the world is waiting for. Do you guys want
This is Trump calling me.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Well, I'll leave the choice to Dusty then. Do you want to deal with Snafu?
You should.
I don't care. I haven't dealt with anybody in 2 weeks, so I'm pretty chill for
That's great. On that cue. That's great timing, Jack. Thank you for that.
It has been a while. I was wondering what had happened with you. Things are good.
I go on my hiatuses sometimes, and this one was just longer than normal.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're back. Snafu?
You're a scumbag, Jack. You want to deal with fucking Snafu? You ask a fucking dude who left his wife for YouTube? Well, you're going to do great with Trump. Way to go, Jack.
I left my wife for YouTube?
Yeah, but you're successful. Lando's not. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I didn't leave. I left my wife way before YouTube.
No. What?
No, Jack's a fool. Jack thinks he's going to talk to Trump and all this shit, and he's here asking Lando about his fucking YouTube channel. You're a fucking liar to the public, Jack.
What would you do?
And you let him clown on Tommy.
What would you do different?
I would actually call the United Nations, get a meeting set like I've offered for you to do many times. I'd get off my ass and quit clicking a red button and do what you claim all of us should be doing. You don't do what you preach.
We got to give Snafu props. He does things.
I told Jack yesterday, let's call the United Nations live. I told you, let's call the United Nations live, but you always turn it down.
I know. Calm down. Slow down.
What happened with you and Cynthia? How is your biggest supporter now not your supporter anymore?
Yeah,
because he wants to lick on the Tarek and TML and Axis Rat Blood and all the demons' balls. Cynthia wants to claim Jesus as most her people can't even say the word Jesus. She's what they call fake.
Please
Christian,
pause.
did I say?
Yeah, you would know. You would know a fake one.
Yeah, I don't.
This mic doesn't work. I'm gonna go fucking post. Oh wait, hi. Sorry.
You're coming through solid. Welcome, Melanie.
Okay. Hi.
Welcome back.
She knew that was a good entrance, though.
That was a good entrance.
Okay. So, is there an irony to going postal in the post office? Because I've been waiting a long time for this package, and they're like, "Oh yeah, 3 p.m. We swear, promise, 3 p.m. Right?" And then like 3 hours go by past that point, and then tomorrow. So no, I'm kidding. Because like, I think there's a lesson here in that we tend to like channel our anger at like the first facing thing that we have, but we don't go deeper, right? And like as soon as I realized, okay, well they went on strike. What did they go on strike for? So they weren't overworked like Amazon workers. And that's why Amazon's so reliable. I don't want them to be overworked because that's capitalism sucking the life out of us. So actually I support that. I'm at the machine, not at the Canada Post.
I feel like you're going too deep. You just want your package.
I do just want my package, but like I think politics of personal grievances are useless. Because a solution for me is a problem for someone else.
Not always.
Not always, but most of the easiest solutions that come to mind are.
You know, Melanie, it's interesting that you bring that up, because that's something that I am pressing back on. In this world of poverty and wealth, we've got the idea that, for one to gain, another must lose. But really, what makes humans pretty cool is we can figure out how to win-win, right? Mutual
That's capitalism.
exchange. Well, no, that's what they tell us, but I forgot about you.
Yeah. And I'm guessing you're about to bring some on. So before you say that, I will say that is true when things aren't mutually exclusive, because they can be
Mutually exclusive.
So for me to get my package on time by Canada Post, for everyone to get their package on time, Canada Post workers would probably have to work like Amazon. But they
It would have to be
explicitly
US.
stated they don't want to be worked like Amazon workers.
Okay. Yes,
I'm not
and
sure the problem.
we have probably a worldwide issue. There's problems with the relationships between workers and bosses, right? These corporations and the workers. You do deserve to get your package delivered on time, and many of the workers there, they want that to happen, right? But the reality is, all the budget cuts and trying to increase productivity, it's the workers and the customers who suffer. We can change it all.
I got my packages on time, though.
And I'm assuming they're not being late on purpose, of course. But part of me is also like, well, why aren't there more postal workers, and why aren't there more vehicles dedicated to package delivery? Like,
because you don't believe
our government, but our government actually could be making a ton of money if they made it competitive with Amazon and stuff like that.
Even better, I've envisioned. Now, I'm not as familiar with the Canada Post as I am, the U.S. Post.
Why would you be?
Well,
it's reliable, but reliably sucks.
Do they deliver your packages on horses?
No, sometimes.
Feels like it.
Some places.
Definitely not where I live.
Actually, I was just catching up on some of the U.S. Postal Service news recently. I've had this idea a long time ago, because the corporate model of the Postal Service, it had contracts with its competitors, with FedEx, with UPS, right? The American Postal Service has contracts with the Canadian Postal Service and all the other nation posts. So rather than everyone competing against each other, why don't we just start working together to make sure that everyone gets the best service, make sure that every employee gets treated well, right? That's what real fairness would be about.
Well, yeah, division of labor. The problem is that we founded capitalism on the idea of it being free market, and that competition would regulate rather than actual governments. My problem with that is like, there's nothing that tells Canada Post that, like, hey, if you're going to be late, give the package to Amazon so that way they can deliver it. Especially because they go later.
Yeah.
So, like,
wouldn't necessarily, that would be logistically. I mean, because the number of packages that go through any of these hubs, holy cows. The average consumers just don't understand. I had no clue about the inner workings of the Postal Service until I spent, 20 years there.
oh, I think I can at least grasp how complex it needs to be, not necessarily how it's handled, but and no doubt there needs to be like proper handoffs. You need to make sure that there's probably chain of custody too, right? In some sense, or something equivalent to chain of custody. Like if you have the package and you give it to someone else to handle,
Not really.
that needs to be recorded somewhere.
Yeah, you got to have tracking. You got to keep track of it. There's a lot involved with the logistics. But here,
Netflix, we use modified mail sorters to sift the DVDs out, and so I can only imagine, because working at Netflix, I know how much volume there was just from one hub, one of 3 hubs in the state, and we were dropping off bins and bins and bins every day.
It's unbelievable.
I think the model that I would like is that anything that comes in off of like air freight or shipping lines and stuff like that has to go to Canada Post to get to Amazon or any of these things. So Canada Post can always make money off of it. That way the government's always funding and stuff like that. Then Amazon can actually like get these things taken care of. But I admit the government would actually have to take care of the logistics first. Like this is a material need of getting things to where they need to be in any society. By the way, this isn't just capitalism. You have any society, you're going to need to get something somewhere else in some sort of time frame before it's too late. It's just that simple. And there's going to be something called logistics behind it. How do you move it? How do you get the energy to move it? Who has the time? All that stuff.
We can change it all. I came across this lady recently, Clara Matai.
She looks like she's nuts.
You're probably going to think she's nuts, but if you listen to what she says, she
Look
is
at her
right.
facial expression and posture. That bitch will suck the soul out of you.
She's
keep it in
brilliant.
her jar.
She's brilliant. Don't judge a book.
It just looks like she's mid-sentence at a speaking conference. I don't think it's that imposing. Yeah,
no,
it's not that threatening. Are you really that threatened by a woman who's showing some sort of charisma?
He is.
I am.
Oh, geez.
Challenge my masculinity.
I can't keep punching down like this. I'm just gonna stop.
Good for you.
It's not a downward punch. That bitch, look, she's doing the thing with her hand. She's like, "This is where I keep your soul once I suck it out."
Dude, you're missing it. You're triggered because
a great idea.
Well, she's also a professor of economics.
She lives one state away from me.
Yeah. She's promoting this forum for real economic emancipation. In just a few moments of this interview I heard from her the other day.
Oh, look at another great freeze frame of the psycho bitch. Scroll back up on her.
Dude,
every picture she's got this fucking claw going.
I'm gonna make you listen to her. I mean, I was just gonna show, but dude, you need to hear what she says. She's spot on.
Link that
yes.
in the sides, that way I could watch it later.
Yes, let me do that.
You're gonna be jealous when I go to Tulsa and do a collaboration with her.
Dude, I've actually got.
She'll be like, here's the rest of his soul.
No.
Dusty, this is actually constructive criticism. You know what I think you'd be good at? The Crowder grift, where he set up the table and was like, outrageous statement, changed my mind. I think you'd actually be good at that.
I thought I would, but yeah, I think Dusty'd be better. Well, here.
That thing.
Capitalism is not natural. It's enforced.
We're in a situation in which the violence of the economy has reached a very, very obscene peak. We have actually 12 people in the world owning more than the bottom 4 billion people. We've built it. We need
12 people owning more than the bottom 4 billion people.
Well, why are they so lazy?
need to see how the systemic forces trap us and shape us, but we're the architects, so there is space for alternatives if we build them.
How do you?
People are the architects. We can change this stuff. That's what I hear her saying.
Look at these New World Order shills with their little fucking orange backgrounds and their purple microphone poofs.
Dude, don't be a hater. Don't be jealous, all right? I've actually got, this is Channel 4 hosting it, Ways to Change the World. I can picture me being on that broadcast.
I can too, because it's got all the gay, colorful backgrounds that you like.
Well, I haven't followed through yet, but I intend on reaching out to him. And that the part of the reason I still have Clara's
Look at the way his
Website
lip
out.
curls. Hey, can you flash back? Look at the way his lip curls up in the middle. That's how you know you got a demon. She's got this claw.
Oh my goodness, dude.
The claw.
Here, please. Just for a couple of moments.
All right,
Listen,
I'll be quiet.
and I'll try to stop interrupting too.
Change.
We're the architects, so there is space for alternatives if we build them.
How do you actually think change would happen? Are you
Well-
a revolutionary? Hello and welcome to Ways to Change the World. I'm Krishnan Girimurthy, and this is the podcast where we talk to extraordinary people about the big ideas in their lives and the events that have helped shape them. My guest this week is an economist who wants us to rethink the idea that capitalism is simply the natural order of things. Clara Matai is an author and professor of economics whose work explores how economic ideas become tools of power, shaping policy while masking the political decisions beneath. Her new book, Escape from Capitalism, argues that many of the problems that we see as inevitable, poverty, unemployment, inflation, are built into the system and shored up by models and theories designed to convince us that there is no alternative. Welcome to the podcast.
It's such a pleasure.
I mean, how can you escape capitalism? I mean, we are all brought up to believe or to think that it is just the way of the world. It is human nature to want to accumulate things and wealth and to have the freedom to choose what you want and what your destiny is.
So the first point is to escape the mental trap that naturalizes the system, that makes us think exactly what you just said, which is that we have a spontaneous tendency towards this capitalist economy. What I show in the book is that capitalism is far from spontaneous. It requires constant, violent enforcement of those policies of austerity to preserve the system in place. So what the state needs to do is to protect the market by keeping the majority of us subordinated to the market itself and maintaining us in a situation by which we have no alternative but to go work for wage, and usually a very low wage and very precarious conditions.
So what is capitalism in your terms?
Capitalism is a system based on two pillars. One is wage labor, exactly the idea that the majority on the planet has no option but to go sell their capacity to work in return for a wage and produce much more value than what they actually get in their paycheck and have very little say on how things are produced and why. And on the other hand, private investment. So the idea that it's actually very few that we have basically as society delegated the command over what is produced and why. So private investment and wage labor are the two pillars. And of course, the roof is production for profit. The fact that nothing we have around us would be ever produced if it weren't for the fact that there's expectations to get more money from what you started off with.
I mean, are you...
Here, thoughts on, she said a lot already, but
She did. I have several thoughts.
please.
Okay, first of all, she's wearing steel-toed boots and a skirt, which is hot. Second of all, that man's accent and his skin tone don't go together. Third of all, what name one system that doesn't require some sort of violent imposition? I'll wait for you to figure out how socialism does that. I'll be right back. I got to yell at Katie that I'm hungry again.
No, please take care of you. But this is just it. She actually, I watched a recent short video with her where she points out similarities between capitalism and the past illusions of socialism. It's always been about class warfare, right? A division, and with that division comes the politicking, and with the politicking comes the preferencing, and then the privileging, and then the oppressing. And so we can break out of those traditions together. To answer your question finally, what is the system I'm suggesting is a new one we haven't tried yet, but one that's waiting for us right now.
So,
Yeah, I think
violence. Sorry, go ahead.
I think I want to grab the bull by the horns. I think a system without private property, personal property, can exist, but you can't own land. I don't think it's possible to own land. I also don't think it's possible to own something that you don't actually like work with. Like if you can't own the soil, you don't work. So like you can own the soil, right? You can own the crops that come out of the soil because you put those crops there. But those are your crops to do what you want with. That's not private property. I think the whole idea of being able to establish something that doesn't exist or exists more than materially is crazy to me. She was kind of pointing to with austerity this and using the backs of people's labor to protect the markets as austerity to protect the system. I'll just point out that was a really good point there. I think I see a lot of this as a sunken cost fallacy at this point. I know that's kind of nihilistic, but to me, that's just how it reads. But there are things we could start doing differently. I'm just going to say 5 key words here, and these are just kind of like subcultures you can get into that are already doing this in a sense, but they still kind of do it within the confines of capitalism because it's not on its own a radical subculture, but it's DIY, homebrew, open source, reverse engineering, and right to repair. With that, we can take back the means of production.
So my next question would be to all you fucking losers that suck at capitalism, why do you not think that you would suck at the next system?
So, first of all, your argument implies that capitalism itself can't suck, which was her argument, right? So you're just you're sidestepping that entirely and not addressing what she said.
And you're reading up Grok.
No, well played, Melanie. Why would you assume that's Grok?
I didn't have enough time to query Grok there. That's all off the dome.
Yeah, no.
Well, in all fairness, I just got back because I had to get fruit because I'm getting fat.
Oh, now he's making excuses.
He's good at that. He's good. Dude, I'm jealous. That bowl of fruit sounds amazing.
By the way, I put the stuff in the side chat as I went. Those I really literally wrote those 5 buzzwords and the sudden cost fallacy thing, just because I was keeping track of what I was thinking, so I didn't forget it. If those look like Grok responses to you, then I don't think you've used Grok before.
No.
Well, you apparently have, so I'll trust your expertise.
Guys,
I haven't. I've used Perplexity and ChatGPT, and Perplexity is better, by the way, for those who are interested.
Hold on, my mom's calling.
I believe that. This, I believe, is true. The system as we have come to know it is going down. There's nothing that's going to save the old systems. And we will be dancing in the streets, celebrating the end of the old and the beginning of the new. That is truly what I've been envisioning for all of us.
The way you can save people when this happens, by the way, is people are not going to be mentally prepared for this, right? And it's not just going to be cognitive dissonance. It's going to be like they haven't caught on yet that this is where things are. And I'm not saying like,
right,
this isn't to be conspiratorial, like, oh, things are already doomed. No, like you will know when things go to shit because you won't be able to get what you want anymore. But then you'll actually see people being mad at the system like you were. And you'll be like, this is like, why are you lagging so many years behind me on this? Like, this is what we were trying to tell you. But we can't rub that in their faces, right? No. This is where we need to take on the means of productions ourselves. And then when they're looking around, like, how do I get my fucking Amazon package? Say, no, make it yourself. Here, I'll show you how. Teach a man to fish or a person to fish, if we're being inclusive.
My view is a little different than that. Because truthfully, if and when people can find ways to unite together with the purposes of fairness, right? If we're fair with each other, we're going to respect efficiency. We're going to respect cost. We're going to respect value. But in a world where we don't trust each other, everyone's just focused on the profits.
Right. Okay. I think trust is actually more important than fairness here because society right now isn't fair. But trust is a huge thing in game theory, right? If I stab you in the back, you're not going to trust me on something that you might take a chance, like take a risk, right? But and it goes both ways. But what humans end up doing, by the way, is something called tit for tat. If I trust you once, then you trust me, then I trust you. And then the moment one of us stabs us in the back, guess what humans tend to do? Now is my opportunity to stab you in the back and take advantage of you. And now neither of us trust each other. And we're in that system now. This is like all the security culture, all the way everything's uptight. It started way back when with like being afraid that workers would steal from the cash registers and having to have actual ledgers and these antiquated machines that were ahead of their time, just that way they could make sure workers couldn't steal. We were that afraid of it. And now we rely too much on the system to trust each other than we do on each other.
Exactly. And that's why the topic today, join with love, really. Because when we find a way to love with trust, we'll find a way to trust, right? And we do. The people who we love, we will overlook and ignore red flags, even if they're slapping us in the face. And MAGA boys and girls, right? There's some red flags in that choice of supporting old Trumpy boy. I mean, the evidence of this world is corruption.
Like maybe in 2016, especially compared to now, some of them had an excuse. But now I just can't imagine it.
Thank you. That's well defended, well reasoned.
I would say that part of the excuse is something they should feel a bit ashamed about because it's political literacy, but I'm not going to go down that road. I don't want to just crap on them.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like overall, like how we interface with each other, right? Like one of the big things I've noticed is when people encounter someone with mental health problems in the wild, it's just avoid. It's never get to know. And if they do, they're going to try to make fun of them for some reason. So the only time you do see people do that, like on the internet, is for nefarious reasons. And that's why those people feel motivated to do that. But like, let's say like I go near someone with mental health problems and then they hurt me somehow, right? Well, they have mental health problems. Why don't I just ask, why did you do that? Because if they didn't mean to, then maybe now that they know that can happen, they'll avoid that situation themselves. Like we just say like, oh, well, you should be on meds. The system should take care of you. Like, look, I believe that some people do need prescription pills to be able to regulate themselves so they can function in society. That's just how bad mental illness can be for some people. Schizophrenia is an example of that. It's plain and simple. However, when you fall back on that to cure every ailment, right? That's when it becomes a problem. It's so hard to get actual psychological treatment in the group homes. The difference between the psychiatrist and the psychologist was day and night. The psychiatrist would ask me, how are you doing? Does your mood feel regulated? Blah, blah, blah. Like just making sure the meds work. The psychologist would get me to do things and make me interact with like tests and stuff like that so she could get to know me. That's day and night for a child who feels like nobody cares about them in a system of group homes and stuff like that, right? And right now as an adult, it's so hard for me to get actual psychology, but I could go to the mental hospital right now, get myself formed and get put on probably 5 different pills because I was raised on them. And that to me is the most sickening thing. Luckily, I self-regulate and take care of myself enough that I don't need that.
Good for you. And congratulations on finding a way to manage it.
I shot myself in the foot to get a leg up somehow. The withdrawals lasted for years and it was hell.
I can believe that. I've become a man who I don't believe in coincidence anymore. I really don't. I believe there is a purpose for everything. I believe many of us today, we are evidence, right? We're evidence of the problems in this society. Many of us are. That's what our stories reflect. And at the same time, we're evidence of the problems in our society. I believe what I just heard from you, Melanie, is much like me, and maybe Powder Dusty too, to some degrees. We're walking our own path independently. Maybe without some of the support or with different challenges that others do. So congratulations on you, to you, for the work you've been doing on you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm almost at the point where I might be able to maintain a job again. So, coming back around but I think it's more like a lot of people, like you either get swept under the rug and you disappear or you're functional, right? the stronger capitalism gets, or like the deeper its roots get, the more you just don't hear from the people who don't apply to the system because they have something wrong with them that the system can't actually fix. That's what we do, right? We're like, either you treat yourself to the point you're functional, then society will pay attention to you, or just like go into your government housing, shut up, don't tell us how terrible it is. You did it to yourself. Something neoliberalism.
Stay out of the way. You know,
and it feels like the place I'm in is a place where people are left to die. It almost feels like a retirement home in that sense, because like you can bring up all sorts of issues with that place and nothing ever gets fixed. All they do is change the veneer. All they do is make it look prettier, so that way when the government officials come look at it, they're like, oh yeah, no, we're doing such a good job with our taxpayer money. We're so good. Right. Oh my God, it feels so special. And then they can go back to suburbia where they never have to deal with any of that. Security is only in my building when people are working there. They don't give a shit about us.
Well, the world is changing, and I won't doubt what you're saying. There's places like that, and
a lot of people are just working to avoid being treated like I am every day. A lot of people are just working because they know that if they go homeless, that's the treatment they face.
Right.
And the system does coerce us that way.
Yes. And that's what was her name?
And I'm sorry, Jack, I know you're religious, but this is why I push back on Christianity's like you're born with sin thing, because that's how you guilt trip people into, I need to work my way out of debt. I'm in ephemeral debt. All I can do is slave myself to God. No, you live your life. Do whatever feels right to you. So long as you don't like so I'm not Wiccan anymore, but the one thing that always stuck with me was the phrase, and it harm none, do what thou wilt.
Okay.
And it's very libertarian. It's supposed to be so that way when you cast magic out there, quote unquote, because it can be chaotic, you don't accidentally cause harm, right? And I think we never took that sense in mind when we did capitalism to begin with. When the industrial area and stuff like that, we were just high on how big we could build things and how fast and how much better we were than the Russians, and all the way through till now, we haven't dropped that habit of actually being like, no, we fucked up. We've actually destroyed too much land at this point, and everything we're building now is not going to matter if climate change keeps getting worse. It just won't. Like, our children are going to inherit a world that's unlivable.
Well, and it's actually, the world is going to be fine with or without us.
Sorry, yes. That's why I said unlivable, not the world itself will be destroyed.
What I see happening in many, many, many different directions, it's all signs, right? We don't need to be afraid of the catastrophism cycles and all the gloom and doom, but we do need to realize it's time for things to change. If people don't find different ways of living with one another, we're going to drive ourselves and half of the animals extinct here on Earth very quickly.
The biggest overarching difference between us now and us and humans before we started doing human civilization was that we had to live according to the land. We didn't have a choice. We couldn't do agriculture. We couldn't build any technology. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, but we gained the power to then dictate to the land what it does for us. And that's where we lost control. That's where we couldn't help ourselves, but to mess up a good thing. Because if you really think about it, right, we couldn't push an ecosystem further than it could actually go without starving ourselves out of that ecosystem. Now we can. That's the difference between then and now. That's the biggest overarching story of humanity. And we're not in a fight against nature. Nature is in a fight against us to preserve itself. We're the ones.
Have you on GPT been blabbing this whole time?
Have you been blabbing this whole time?
My mom.
Well, that's blabbing.
Distracted. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Here.
Yeah, no, we got off topic. It's fine.
Hank, thank you for the contribution. Capitalism transforms into fully automated gay space communism once it overheats for the proletariat. Read Marx.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
It's
actually,
just-
it's pretty funny.
So fully automated gay space communism is a meme, to be clear, but once you pick it apart, it actually makes a lot of sense. So first of all, gay should be queer if it's not a meme, because that's more
Okay.
encompassing. But fully automated, the first part of that is if you want to make the means of production more available to people, look at 3D printers. That's automated printing of something. You do want to automate these processes so people aren't spending the whole day doing it themselves. They can press a button, go make their coffee, and just make sure it runs properly throughout the day. And then the space is, that's just technological idealism. I don't believe communism will necessarily bring us to space, but if we get to the point where we can get to space and then actually colonize other planets without destroying this one, that would be great.
I think we have all the answers available to us. It's a matter of, are we willing to accept that the past might have been the wrong direction? Because everything I've been learning through psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever, scholars, all sorts of different ways, we live in a world, this is literally a matrix, right? There are layers and layers of information, and those layers and layers of information create our individual reality. But because of the diversity and the chaos of the past, dude, my mind has been blown away by some of the things that people have chosen to think and believe. Guys, we're here to figure it out together.
And here's the thing, right? We're cooperating right now. Maybe not Dusty. You're not part of the club, but we're cooperating, right? But we're also we have free will. We're not just like a rodent who has a fixed set of action patterns and can only do certain behaviors based on the input they receive. We can actually decide, I want to cooperate or I want to compete, right? Unlike the ants who cooperate, but because they have to. So yet we are still the most cooperative species out there of all time. And the biggest deception that has ever been sold to us is that we need to compete to make anything work.
Can I sidetrack you for a second? So I was watching Super Mario Brothers last night because I'm 5. And I found Lou Bastone in it.
Nice.
Well. If it isn't Brooklyn's favorite failures, the stupid Mario Brothers.
Holy cows.
Hey.
Yeah, it's totally Lou.
Tell me, have you even gotten one call since you left me to start your dumb company?
He's negative. He's aggressive. He's Guido'd to the gills.
Wow, really? Yeah.
Audio super soft.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But,
how long
But
did
you
you
get
get
the
away with
point.
playing this before
Yeah,
the strike hammer comes down?
that's all right. Hey, that's funny. That total likeness of our own friendly character, Lou Bass. And doggone it, I meant to recall, Melanie, where you left us off at.
Oh, I just don't think it's necessary for us to compete to make any system we make work. That's the deception.
I agree. That's what I found out, and I realized this competition for life, that's a bunch of crap, man. That's conditioning nonsense. We're here to cooperate, right? And through cooperation, we abide by one another. We learn from one another and through each other.
I'm just trying to fuck each other.
You're trying to what? Function better?
Fuck each other.
Yeah, that's the beastly way, though, right? It's what we've been taught.
So I see that. So that's kind of like a double-edged sword thing, right? So it's great that humans can actually have sex for pleasure, and that is the majority of the reason we have sex. We're not fruit flies, and that makes life wonderful. It can also be a trap. You can become a sex addict. You can spend all your money on porn. This is about self-regulation and maybe like not shaming people. So that way, if they are like that, then you can actually like intervene with without it being like this like formal, like, oh, you're being called out kind of thing, but just more like, hey, don't you think, it's getting out of hand? Because I think another thing is like shame culture. There's a time to shame somebody, right? There's just a time where somebody won't change, but you do want to make sure somebody just doesn't realize that there's a better way to do something.
Yes. Helping each other realize there's a better way. I believe that's truly what we're here for.
Like shame the thief that wants to steal just for the sake of stealing, but don't shame the thief that steals to have a loaf of bread to feed their child. Obviously.
Right. We've got to find
a promotion or something since I've been gone. You seem like you're in a more positive energy than.
It's Jack. He's rubbing off on me.
Is it Jack? Jack rubs off on everybody.
I hope so. The good ways, the positive ways. I hope so.
No, I still spurg in chat. I relegated it to chat is all.
No, it's all coming together. I think we're all learning as we go. That's the standard process for life. But the way I was raised to believe that it's hard to learn things, that, only smart people can understand stuff. And I didn't see myself as very smart. I didn't see myself as smart because I saw myself making a lot of stupid choices.
That's just being young.
Well, no, like going to the liquor store every day. No,
I think it's fine to feel regret, and I'm not trying to tell you not to feel regret, but also don't be too hard on yourself, because as long as you got out of it, like I think the worst thing is somebody who, no, I can't even put it that way. I don't like putting it that way. Never mind. I take all that back. Just like, just don't be hard on yourself for a younger version of yourself, because you obviously knew less.
That's wise. Something it took me a while to come to terms with as well. But as I was able to come to terms with, the dumb choices I made in my past, I didn't know. I only knew then what I knew. There's no reason to beat myself up or carry a bunch of shame and guilt.
Snafu will do that for you.
Also, here's the paradox with shaming somebody, right? If I shame you, Jack, then you can just say, well, I've thanks to Melanie, I felt all the shame I need. I don't need to shame myself anymore. Yet, honestly, I feel more shame when I fucked up and somebody just says, you know what, we can get through it. Because then I'm like, oh man, now we have to do twice the amount of work. This really sucks. Like, that's when it dawns on me. When someone tries to drill it in my head, like I have something called oppositional defiance disorder. It bounces right off. I'm not going to fucking lie. You can't drill that shit into my head. You need to make me realize it.
That's
shame culture, when taken too far, just doesn't work.
I think that's a lesson I've learned too. It doesn't matter. It seems it doesn't matter trying to use a little bit of coercion, maybe a little guilt and shaming my direction. Jack, if you don't stop sidetracking from the mission of stopping war, I'm going to have to unsubscribe.
So I think actually once the war started, I was going to advocate shifting gears to war relief.
That was a declaration of war.
Why not? I'm not going to tell you which side to send relief to. You can send it to both sides for all I care. But what about getting food and supplies together through like a fundraiser stream for people who are in war right now?
Like me. Jack, you haven't done a fundraiser for me ever.
I know it's not great. Like you have to participate in capitalism to do it, but it does help people.
There's many other groups, individuals, organizations working towards that end. My focus is on what it is. And originally...
I was just asking. It was just an idea.
Thank you. But originally, and doesn't matter kind of being a little critical or having fun with me, but it's true. part of my idea of this, join me with love. The idea is really, I'm looking for people who want to strategize with me, with the belief that it's time. It's time to do something, to find a way for the wars to end, for the people to prove that we have the power, not the governments, not the systems, not the corporations, not the bankers, the people, we the people. I really want people to join me with the idea that we can do something.
I mean, yeah, and we've talked before about how it's going to take more than any one singular person to actually change the system enough to do things. Not even Donald Trump can change the system to conform to the way he wants it to be. And
Right.
he's tried to make himself as close to supreme leader as he can without actually walking into the Iran parliament himself. So, it's the sort of thing where if Trump can't do it, then it's got to be something that's bigger than us. It's got to be.
It's got to be Jack behind the scenes.
And money can't solve the issue. So it's not about how much money you have, but there might be something to critical mass. I think the whoops. Are we still here?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're
Okay.
here.
I think
We
I
just
think
were looking at the past few.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. I think the word that's used in protest circles is critical mass, having the majority of people behind you. So at least you can start to vote things in your favor. And I'm not a big fan of electoralism and changing things through voting. I don't think it's that effective, but that can start some momentum. That really can. You can even, and when you do actually have the support of the people and you're in office, like Trump has shown he's gotten the support of the Republicans because he riles up their base. He gets them politically motivated when otherwise they don't even feel like going to polls half the time.
Either Jack's gum lost the flavor or he doesn't like what you're saying now.
Well, what I'm saying is that the reason he's effective is because he does rile up a base of people who got him elected. And therefore, when he puts stuff into the Senate, when he puts stuff into Congress, guess what they do? They vote for what he does, like continuing the Iran war. Now, if you were the president and they were all on your side, even if a bill magically landed in front of them and you said, I don't want war, if they're like, oh shit, we're going to lose Jack's base during the midterms or during our primaries, we don't want to do that. So therefore we have to give Jack this vote. They're just going to get rid of that bill, even if it's not your bill. That's how that is where Trump is powerful right now in government. It's sad, but it's true.
It's time for something new. That's all I'm saying.
And so I think populism is the other word. Sorry to cut you off, but you need to, you know what Bernie Sanders did that almost got him elected? He rehearsed his message. He made sure that every time he came on, he said the exact same talking points. And those talking points were something that people felt were actionable, right? These need to be actionable requests. I understand love, right? I understand what you're going for there. I'm a hippie too. But you can't put love into a bill. That there's, I know, I maybe with enough bills and enough ways to actually create a doctrine of love overall, there's a way to do it. But right now, the way that American legalese works, the word love is just a word. So you're going for true populism, you're going to need actual a policy platform that people can truly get behind. That's populism.
Can you get behind that, Jack?
Trump policy sucked, but he had policies that his politically illiterate fan base could get behind. His policy sucked. I'm being clear about that, but he got people to the polls.
I'm aware of populism.
I think your best chance is to be an independent too. The DNC or RNC are going to fuck you equally.
Okay. If that's what I was trying to do, that's probably correct.
Maybe you could get powerful enough to catch the RNC blindsided a third time with populism.
Actually, my plan is a little bit different. not so much a vote, but literally finding a way. Because what you said, it won't just be one person. You know, if Donald Trump was actually an honest man and a man of integrity, he could do something. He could lead Congress and the nation into doing something more. We could focus more energy on actual diplomacy, negotiation, rather than being a military arms dealer. I mean, that's really what his position has become. He's the world's greatest arms dealer. He brags about the militarization, him and his cronies he surrounded himself with. So, Melanie, my idea is this: I'm really, as a man in America, disabled vet, you know, public servant, employee, a guy who gave a shit about America all my life.
Right.
I'm really, really sick of seeing criminals enabling criminals at the expense of tax dollars and human lives, right? So what I'm suggesting is there's got to be, I was thinking earlier today, I mean, in every one of my live streams, I've got the websites for Veterans for Peace, Code Pink, About Face, blah, 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 all these organizations that think like me, who don't know me. They're not giving me any attention either. But they've got to know people involved. They've got to know friendly congressmen, congresswomen who might work with us, right? Work with us on this idea. It's time for the peace movement to achieve victory. So rather than hosting another conversation with Netanyahu in front of Congress,
Yeah.
why not me? Why not someone else who gives a shit about peace instead of war?
Well, even at the DNC, right, they were afraid to let people who are advocating for peace in Palestine to talk on the stage, because that's just saying Israel should not do a genocide on the Palestinian people, right? There was a time where the Democratic Party would have automatically gotten behind that, but Israel is such an important stronghold in the Middle East for America right now that they will not let it go for anything. IAPAC, huge lobby, they won't let it go for anything.
Right.
Sunken cost again and again.
It's the story we've been sold.
It actually does make sense, though, when you think about it logistically, too, as a sunken cost, right? At some point, it kind of made sense to side with Israel if you didn't think they were doing a genocide. At some point, America actually thought it could bring peace to the Middle East.
No, that's lies. It's been all lies that the American public has been sold. The people even in office, many of them don't know what they're doing. Donald Trump doesn't have a fucking clue what he's doing. He's going where he's told, saying what he's supposed to say, right? He's being briefed and controlled. He's got handlers, just like all these other knuckleheads. They're just been conditioned to obey. Why? Because that's what the devil of the world has taught human beings to do.
So I want to yes and, but I think I partially agree that's not out of the question. Like, that's going on to some degree. If you look at people like what's his name, the guy on Cuba, Marco Rubio, he's obviously influencing Trump on Cuba, right? I think on the other hand, though, you have to remember that the right-wing party is the Patriot Party. They are the people who loved America just as much as you did. Yeah, no, that's nationalism, Jack. Like, they believe America is the greatest country ever. They believe that because the president isn't handled by handlers, that it's the greatest country ever. And they will preserve that. I'll give the Republicans that. They will make sure that stays the case because they at least understand that much. Trump, on the other hand, I don't know if he would understand that. But as far as like America, you do kind of uphold the idea that the president is the president, the actual top of the top of the chain of command. And so I don't know how much I believe the handler thing. I do believe he's easily influenced by people who are able to compliment him properly, bring him gifts, stuff like that. And he's easily swayed because he's a pretty narcissistic. I'm not going to diagnose him, but as a personality, he's pretty narcissistic.
And twisted, Melanie. There's books written about him. He's been diagnosed from a distance, albeit, right? But his symptoms are undeniable. He's a product of society, and this society we have is sick and twisted. We've got to do something. I'm suggesting we can. That's what I'm trying to talk about. It's what we can do.
Hey, Lou, we just saw your cameo in the Mario movie.
I loved it. It was great.
You got to get those glasses specifically. Do you have those?
What
that he was wearing the Uniframe sunglasses that reflected.
Oh, I didn't notice. I was just too busy laughing. It was pretty funny.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, Jack. I think. Hey, if you can get in front of Trump, but I don't know. There's a lot of evidence that he's been chosen to be put in this place to fulfill his role, and most likely he has no control over that. He's just playing the role, and whoever is in charge behind him, pulling the strings, is the people with the power, right? I mean, you know that, right?
But I think it's more like a blackmail or like we're going to revoke your privileges kind of power, not a like we have the strings connected directly over your head kind of power.
To Trump, for Trump, you mean?
Yeah, definitely blackmail with the Epstein files, but also like Trump gets to live a privileged life right now and stuff like that. There's plenty of world business leaders that'll just be like, you know what, we're done playing games with you. We're just so done. And so they can leverage that. Like Trump knows that America's power actually does derive from geopolitics, from the international markets and stuff like that, global trade. And you'd be stifled if you got cut off from the rest of the world. Yet he needs to play the nationalist, the one who's also willing to produce everything on site, even though if you look at division of labor and like the fact that you are able to produce more if other countries produce certain parts or other things for you instead, that's core economics. And Trump, because it's core economics, I don't think Trump can actually work around that. I think he has to obey those laws.
Trump's not stupid, right? He's able to make a clear, decisive decision on what's actually happening, and he's going to take whatever route.
People can also be really confident in their decision, though, right, Lou?
Whatever route that he sees that will keep his head up and benefit him, he's going to take, and he's been doing that his whole life, really. Right?
But that can so easily be. Oh, sorry, I thought you were done.
To think that he's not taking a complete. That he's taking some kind of passive role in all of this because he's compromised, I think is naive.
So dog is also God backwards. Does that make dog Satan? Sorry. I got distracted. But no, Lou, like I agree he's decisive, but that's not necessarily a sign of intelligence. That could also be a sign that you're confident because of how stupid you are and how much you don't actually understand, right? Dunning-Kruger?
Maybe so, but I mean, if you look at intelligence in the way it's defined today, maybe he's very intelligent, but doesn't mean that he has intelligence in the true form of intelligence. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I can't say none of his former advisors say that he's intelligent, but the vast majority of his former advisors say he has terrible decision-making skills.
Jack's had enough.
Thank you for recognizing. Yeah. What's the old saying? Small minds talk about people. Greater minds talk about ideas, maybe solutions. I'd really love to talk about what do we do rather than just label it and identify things. What do we do?
So are you going to focus solely on political, or are you also going to try to have social power, which is convincing people to see outside of this whole thing? Because I think that's a whole different beast. I think that's more like that. We tie up our need to exist under capitalism with identities and consumerism. and feeling like we would actually fall apart without our ability to consume what we consume.
Right. Because of the chosen identity that people have found for themselves. And that's why I'm also trying to get people to think about the inner reflection, right? The ego death. I talk about that. I talk
Mhm.
about being more conscious and aware. That's exactly the same things, right? The flesh and the spirit. It's true. What's written in the Bible is profoundly true in so many places. The flesh and the spirit defy one another. The flesh causes us want to compete, to control, to be better than, to be different than, all the rest. But that's not true. In the spirit of life, we are one. There is one life, one God, one love. We are that, right? We're reflections of that with each other. So truly, my notes for today, self-mastery is the path for salvation. Now, self-mastery requires honesty, compassion, living in the way and likeness of Jesus, that example for yourself. Give yourself permission, give yourself support, encouragement, give yourself everything you need for better to emerge. That's what I've come to realize.
I agree with all that, Jack.
Thank you, Jason.
I think it's it's good for everybody to take a good look at themselves and come out of their delusions and let go of the ego and be more in the spirit and express more love in the world. At the same time, I mean, the first rule in the Art of War, Sun Tzu's Art of War, is know your enemy, right? And Donald Trump was shot in his right ear, right? I think it's, what is it, Exodus 21 or Exodus? I can't remember the one, but it basically says that the the slave must be pierced in his right ear if he's to serve his master, right? And so I think the world's following a script laid out by people we never see. And Donald Trump's, again, I see him as playing his role in it. That's it. That's all. And benefiting from it, of course, right? He gets to eat as many children as he wants.
So, by the way, as an atheist, I want to yes and, but I think I'm going to yes and with a caveat again, where I do believe that there is a part of us that defies our body, but it's the consciousness. It's our mind. It's our reward cycle, right? It's feeling addicted to sugar or coffee or any of these things that we also sometimes tend to identify with, and becoming dependent on those things. And that defies our body. I smoke, it defies my lungs. But I do it because it helps ease my consciousness and my conscious experience at the moment. And I never said I'm free from addiction at the moment, to be clear. But I also think that there is something we share that's overarching, that's not necessarily metaphysical, but it is meta, and it's the human condition, or maybe the natural condition, right? It's we all want a home. We all want to be warm and dry within like that framework as well. We want food on our shelves. We want that food to stay good until we eat it. We want to be free from sickness and disease. We want to be able to raise our children to be safe and the best that they can be. Like these are things we all tend to share. I'm never going to have kids, but guess what? I have cats and I want them to be safe and the best that they can be. So I actually empathize with parents a lot and their struggles. And so I think going back to the populist thing, if you want to bring the atheists on board, you don't necessarily have to change what you say, but just acknowledge that like there's a common theme here, right? And that is coming together to overcome our common struggles, the common cause.
What do you want to say about that, Jack? Or are you stuck in the chat?
I don't know what to say. I mean, people are going to think and believe whatever they want to think and believe. I'm just trying to share what I've learned and what I know.
Right. I'm trying to build a bridge between my views as an atheist and your views as a theorist, and what I see as the common cause between us that still that can unite us on the front lines.
Yeah. That's just it. Regardless of our names and the disagreements over words, what's real is real. And there is a common fundamental truth that's beyond us, right? It's the reality beyond reality, the reality behind reality, the energies and the order and the perfection of time, right? I call that God, right? God is the everything, the infinite amount of variables involved for you to be you, for me to be me. That's God, right? Because for everything it takes within me, my heart, my circulatory system, my digestive system, my joints, my fingers, everything's got to be perfect for me to operate perfectly, right? And I do. For the most part, I'm mobile. It feels good when I stretch, feels good when I exercise, feels great when I eat stuff, right? But beyond that, there's the essence of life. There's the intuition, the spirit of knowing, that consciousness and that awareness of loving presence, the loving awareness that is eternally present with us. That's the Father that Jesus was speaking of. It's with all of us.
I think it said somewhere about when God was asked who he was, he said something. I don't know if it's in the Bible or some other book, but it says something about I am now. When asked who God is, he replies, I am now, was then, and will always be. So that is the concept of infinity. I see God
Yeah.
as this concept of infinity, that if you look, outwardly or inwardly, the center of it is you. It's me. We are a part of God. Now,
Yeah.
Melanie might say she. Sorry, I don't know what. She is an atheist. I mean, I would say I would ask for the definition of what an atheist is.
I don't
How do
think
you
that's
define that?
before we debate that. I just want to, on the topic of mastery, I'm not. This isn't pushing back against it. This is actually saying it's something we should strive for. But I don't think true mastery is possible. I think
Why?
because it's perfection, and we can't be perfect.
Why? Who says?
Nothing's perfect in nature.
How do you, what? Nothing is perfect in nature?
Nothing is infinite, and nothing is zero.
No, everything is infinite. Everything is infinite.
Yeah. Nothing
So,
would be zero.
going back to my calculus lessons, I might take a bit to actually budge me from this position. So I just want to finish my point.
Please.
What you do learn is that you can always approach infinity, right? Or you can always approach zero. And this is what I mean by you should still strive towards these things. You'll always be your better self so long as you're pointing in that direction and doing better than you were yesterday. It's just about one day to the next, and it's about sleeping and letting go of everything that you can let go and holding on to the things that make you a better person. Not necessarily for ego. You're not doing that to secure yourself. You have to be vulnerable to change. You have to be able to embrace that. And this is what I mean by we do have that common cause here, because I think one of the things about mastery is, for me, like what you define as God, I almost define as wisdom, which is again something we can all share. Wisdom is almost collective knowledge and the ways that we kind of intuit the world around us together.
Yeah. Actually, sorry to jump in, but that's actually one of the things that I admire most about not just Jesus, but many others, is the wisdom. I mean, that's the true gift that God revealed for mankind through the story and character of Jesus. The Sermon on the Mount, the Beatitudes, whatever. A lot of the sayings, they are profound. There's a psychology to spirituality, and there's a spirit to our minds. It's a mystery. But guys, I want to encourage you, if you can push beyond the names, right? The identities, because if I identify as an atheist, that means I'm going to be resistant to other ideas, right? There's going to be a veil on what I might or might not consider. The same way as if I'm a Christian or a Muslim, right? These identities they can limit us.
Well, okay. Could I interject since you interjected on me?
Please do.
I would say that you should at least know that I'm an empiricist, which means when you present me with information that I'm supposed to internalize. If it's your information for you, that's fine. I'm not going to try to critique that. But if I'm supposed to take this as meaningful for me, I will critically think about it, right? I'll ask, how much truth value does this actually have behind it, right? That's so as much as like I agree with what you're saying about identity, maybe atheist is a bit of an identity. Because maybe I'm agnostic or something, I don't know. But I am very much like I critically think everything to the point where I drive people away even. So just I do it to a fault.
No, I actually see that about you, Melanie. Despite
it's not an identity, it comes naturally to me is what I'm trying to say, just so we're clear.
I got you. Thank you. I noticed that
Oh, sorry, Jack. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
It was an observation, but go ahead, Lou, please.
No, I was just going to ask Melanie if I can attempt to introduce an idea. What is your understanding of what infinity is? Because you said approaching infinity. I don't believe that it is possible to approach that idea. But what's your concept of infinity mean?
It's a number that's greater than every other number conceivable.
Okay, so then there is a zero in your view.
No, nothing in true nature actually hits zero anything. There's no true nothingness in nature. Even in space, there's cosmic radiation.
Can I present it to you in this way? And this is how I've conceptualized it for myself. Whether others do or not, it's up to them. But I used to sit on the grass as a kid and look up into the sky, and I always wondered, like, where does this freaking place end? And I would always try to visualize going further and further away from myself. I would picture going, upwards behind me towards, like, back then we used to think China was on, if you dug a hole, you'd come out to China, stupid things like that. But I would visualize this infinite world as outwardly. And then at some point, I realized that I was missing a big part of it. And that was the fact that, yes, it can be infinitely large, but also infinitely small. And where is that point? It's in me, right? And so that 0 point can go -1, -2, -3, and infinitely smaller.
Do you mind if I think critically for a second? Because where in you, right? Because like there's space between the atoms, right? But that's not nothingness. There's still something there as far as we're concerned. As far as we're concerned, there's nothing in nature that is nothing. You can draw an infinitely small space and eventually you'll hit nothing. I agree with you, but then substantially.
No, you will never hit nothing. That's my point.
It's all about approaching these extremes.
Yes. So let's change direction a little bit regarding the directions of the extremes. I considered this obvious earlier, my thoughts earlier today on God. The rules, right? The order of perfection, the way nature works, the way that mind works, everything. God's ways are love. Love is the law. Love is the law for heaven, right? So let's be with love, and with love, it leads to heavenly experiences. And when we drift from love, that's where we find hell.
So I think some of the words you associate to love I can kind of get behind if we're very selective about them, like empathy, for example, putting yourself in someone else's shoes. I think that is truly virtuous. I think that generosity, without thinking about like what am I losing, is is very virtuous and very difficult for people nowadays because it is virtuous. However, like if you tell me to go love somebody, some homeless person on the street, right, I'm going to take that to mean either one of those two things at the end of the day. It seems to me I'm either going to give them what they need or try to understand their position better.
Sure. All right.
When someone euthanizes their pet that is suffering so badly that they can't watch it anymore, is that love?
We're certainly approaching extremes now.
I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, I think you know, if you're empathizing with them and their suffering and you realize you wouldn't want to go through that suffering yourself, it's a utilitarian action. It's harsh, but it's utilitarian.
And my
Sure. So does
my
that help
argument
you?
my argument would be that that is nature.
Okay. And what
Well,
is the point?
Nature will euthanize everything that it arrives at a point of weakness and suffering.
necessarily.
It will euthanize it.
Not necessarily. Not all weak things necessarily die. I do have to go. Lou, if you ever do want to talk about ecology and nature, or Jack, I think you said nature is perfect. I would disagree. I would push back on that a bit. I would say nature is full of imperfections, but that's what makes it beautiful and diverse and all those things. You can sit down. I'm leaving. I'm leaving the panel. Okay. Anyways, bye. Nice talking to you guys. Sorry, I got distracted there, but it really was a lovely conversation, and hopefully we get to have more.
God bless you, Melanie.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for joining.
Sorry, Jack. I didn't mean to take it to a dark place, but sometimes I got to do what I got to do. I know you want to stay in the light, but is there light without dark? Is there hell without heaven? Is there heaven without hell? Aren't they connected? Is there love without hate? Can you truly love or hate someone that you haven't loved? Let's say a man can love a woman for 25 years and the woman can love him for 25.
So it's been a while since I've been able to say much. I appreciate Mel joining, Lou joining, Steven, Snafu in the back. I see you there. Guys, we're totally, once again, the guests so far, Lou, you're totally missing the point. Not anything related to what I'm talking about, not anything related to what the topic is. Really, I'm putting out a call, not a cry, a call. A call and an invitation, brothers and sisters. I am who I am. I say what I say. I don't need your disagreements. I don't need your observations or opinions that aren't related to the success of my dream, my vision. I've been pretty open with people about this. I believe it is time to change the direction of America. While we're sitting around talking about talking, right? There's real human sacrifices being made. The choices being made by Israel and America, Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu. What's happening in this world, brothers and sisters, is it's our real life. Okay? We are a part of this time in history. And at this time in history, thanks to the advancements in social media, technology, we're able to connect with and communicate with people all around the world very quickly, right? There's a lot of lies, there's a lot of media, a lot of distortions out there, but what we're watching today is undeniable evidence. The world has fallen. Mankind has fallen and lost its way, lost its sense of grace, of wonder, of care, of compassion, of courage, perhaps. What prevents the world from ending wars? What prevents good people from confronting the selfish and the cruel? I really don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything worthwhile that prevents good people from confronting the selfish and the cruel. I consider myself, well, one of my notes today, love. Love leads all good. In my mind, my heart, dollar's not king of me. Costumed in positions, right? Costumed authority, these positions of authority, they got no rulership over me. The king here for me in this world is love, God's love. I know God's love through the Savior, right? The Messiah, the chosen one, the one who was chosen to lead mankind from the suffering, from the pity, the sacrifice, the murder, the bloodlust, and the wars, right? We're a part of a continuing story of goodness, and truly love leads all good. God is love. Be with love, to be with the good, seek the good, grow the good, encourage the good, nurture the good, recognize the good. If you don't see the good, maybe you're looking in the wrong direction. Maybe you're looking through, clouded eyes, and you're missing out on what's really right there. Because I tell you what, once you find love, and I'm not talking about through a partner or a dog or a cat or a pet or an animal or anything. I'm talking about love, like love just in this power and presence of now. Love with your breath. Love with your awareness of your breath and your feeling of your feeling, right? Your feeling of your being, the being of your feeling, regardless of the feeling. If you can love that being of your feeling and the feeling of your being, guess what? You found a love for life, baby. And that's what life is about. Life is all about love. It's the greatest mystery and prize and path. It's the greatest friend for us all. Love leads all good. I seek to follow love. I seek to be with love, to allow love to lead me from this moment into the next moment. And in the next moment, I be with love. And then love will lead me into the next moment. And the next moment will be led with love. And if you do that, guess what you're going to find? You're going to find your path to heaven. Because heaven is absent from the conflicts, the worries, the burdens, the guilts, the shame, the nonsense. Heaven is peace and love. And peace and love, brothers and sisters, are here for you and me right now. Love brings invitations, right? It's inviting, it's offering, it's persistent, it's powerful, right? Its presence will be known, but you can always miss it. It's also slippery. But love will be inviting, and it brings invitations, and it requires you to be permissive, right? You've got to give yourself permission to be with love, to submit to love, to feel love, to share love, I don't know. Jack, can you let Stephen up to address the claims in chat, see what Stephen has to offer? I really don't want to, Jeeps. I really, really don't. I mean, my thoughts on dealing with Stephen and Snafu today, it's not really, doesn't get my heart excited. Let your love bring invitations to be permissive, to be with love, and to share it. You can be godlike with you. This was one of my thoughts. This is related to self-mastery. Being the God, the sovereign ruler, the one who chooses and directs and moves you. Be like the one who's above you, who's with you. Be godlike with you. not a punishing and cruel and demanding God, but the God that Jesus showed, a God of love, right? A forgiving love, a merciful love, a love that does not really want sacrifice. It wants loyalty, wants devotion. It wants your authentic nature and love. It wants your time and attention too. But be godlike with you in that. Be inviting with you. Be allowing with you. God invites you to be. God allows you to be. God supports you to be. So be like that with you. Be inviting with you. Be supportive of you. Be allowing of you. Be grateful with you. For me, that's what I know about love. Just work with love, and love will work with you. It's like this beautiful, romantic, intimate relationship that doesn't have to be all, contracted out and signed and sealed and delivered and notarized. Love is just this beautiful harmony that emerges in the presence of God's grace, God's trueness. That's what I know is love. Tell you what, let me not be rude because these guys have been characters for quite a while. Very briefly,
You know, Trexie, Jack told me Tarek and Brownsboy are spamming chat, and there's the only two I'm timing out because they keep repeating the same racist shit. So those are the only two I'm timing. Is Brownsboy's multiple million accounts and Tarek because they're on one. Trexie, I know you're trying to find anything to cry to Jack to me about.
Pause, please.
Anyways, I'm pausing. Today was really. You should have brought people up. We could have called the United Nations. We could have got you going. I don't know what today was about.
That doesn't have to be done online. We can get together and make some calls, and it's still creating.
I think showing the people putting in the effort is a good thing, and then also they could help. Yes, Trexie, read the chats, you dumb bimbo. Read what they're saying.
What he said, I did give him permission with the character Brownsboy, because he's got so many aliases and alts, and Brownsboy tends to just loop and repeat. I told Snafu that he could do that guy, and he said he's been dealing with Tark too. So, there you go. I saw that too, Trexty. Not bad advice. But let me see. Steven, welcome back. How you doing?
Hey,
What's going on
Jack.
today?
Hello?
Yeah.
I said, hey, Jack, how are you? We're talking over each other by accident, I think. I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling blessed. Thank you for joining.
Is that gum or is that nicotine you're chewing on?
Just some.
Trident. Okay.
Probably
do you need a
filled with
co-host? Is Grace your co-host? Grace Thorpe?
Not today.
Oh, not today.
No.
Would you consider making Cadence your co-host?
No. Probably not.
Okay. How are things with you and Lou Bass? Lou Bass? What's his name?
Lou Bass.
Lou Bass.
Yeah. Things are just fine.
How was your show today? Are you feeling okay?
I'm actually feeling quite blessed. I had mentioned I was getting ready to shut down.
Oh, I joined late today. I'm sorry. I tried to be here earlier, but my alarm clock didn't go off.
That's all right.
I'm not on time. I'm a little bit late.
No expectation from me or requirement.
I was trying to punch in on time, Jack. I like to catch the beginning of your show, the monologue, the beginning.
I appreciate that. I hope some of the things come through for you.
Yeah. I do. Well, if I catch it later, I do speed it up. If I speed it up to 3 times speed, you sound like a normal human being.
Hmm. All right.
Has Zill been on here recently? Zill Zone?
Yeah. He was here earlier.
Okay. Huh. He called you autistic, I think.
Yeah, it's all right.
Do you feel autistic or do you feel normal? Hello. Holy cows, man. Do you think autistic people have a superpower, Jack? Or do you think...
G, what are you bringing?
I was gonna ask Steven why that little little girl the other day was saying something about a romantic relationship with this cat. Very strange. I'd like an answer for that.
I don't even know who that is, but they didn't say that. You're twisting.
No,
I
that's
heard it.
exactly what she
I
said,
heard what you
motherfucker.
said. I
That's
heard. I know. I heard what you said. What she said as well as you did.
yeah. So now
But
when I
it
look
makes
at
sense. It makes sense. The distractor, the denier, the accuser would deflect and say, "No, it
yeah,
wasn't me."
and then what did he do right after that, Jack? He started projecting on you and saying some shit that wasn't probably true. So what does that mean about you, Steven? Your little guilty fucking ass? I don't like that at all, dude. That's not fucking cool. You talking to little fucking children, dude. That's not, dude. People like me put you in the dirt for shit like that, brother.
I
I'm a
encourage you.
spiritual warrior. I don't give a fuck. You fucking touch a kid or talk to a kid you're not supposed to, you at least get your nose broken.
I encourage you. Don't jump to conclusions, nor spend too much time imagining assumptions. Okay, because
Let him answer. Let's hear it.
no,
What's he got to say?
he's irrelevant, and his patterns of denial are what they are. I don't see where this is going to go.
Yeah, why would she say that though, Jack? That's very strange.
I don't know. I mean, next time you see her, please ask. She'd be the one to answer it, wouldn't she? I mean, I did hear something too, and it sounded bizarre, but hey, G, I am ready to start wrapping up. I've got another guest showed up in the back. I'm
All
going to
right,
drop
Jack.
you in the back.
Have a good one, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, much love. Appreciate you looking out too. You certainly care. Zill,
What's up? Yes, my name was invoked. I'm here. Why was my name invoked? Do you
I
know,
don't
Jack?
remember.
Do you know I
Oh,
never said you were autistic in my life? Why would he say that?
because he's an agent of chaos. The he
Yeah,
you're referring to that brought you up was Steven. He's an agent of
right.
chaos. It's what he does.
So he's a troll.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Steven, now that you've invoked my name, why don't I give some opinions on how strange it is you would bring up Cadence after yesterday's conversation and prior conversations? She, with the voice of a child, said she wanted to talk to you about topics, Steven. Why would you bring
Yeah.
her up today and suggest Jack make her the co host? What do you know about Cadence? Clearly, Cadence is hiding things. Jack yesterday saw her image, the being's image, the image of the being, and still could not conclusively decide. Because of these excuses with the dwarfism and the extremely young voice, the other things where the being cannot conclusively decide on a year, being 52 years old,
Right.
not being able to answer very easy questions.
Right.
and not responding as an adult responds.
Very
I think
bizarre.
as much as I disagree with Lou on some of his worldviews and things, I agree that his points of asking certain questions about culture that a 50-year-old might know, like what was that movie?
Let's
That
pause. Yeah, we talked about that before. Please.
oh no,
Thank
this
you.
is okay. I'll drive home my point. Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. What was the movie even about? A 9-year-old wouldn't know that, right? And you can name a number of movies. Ask a simple thing about the plot. I don't
Uh-huh.
think that Cadence would have been able to answer that. So,
Okay.
all right. So it is suspicious, Stephen, that you and Cadence know a little bit too much about each other, and it's very strange. You're acting very strange, Stephen. So this is what you get for invoking my name. All right.
Yeah. I got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. Brothers and sisters, let's not invoke that name anymore. Let's play the games of love, the games of life. Brothers and sisters, Zill just playing. Lou, Steven, Snafu in the back. Much love to all of you. I am going to wrap it up. I'm feeling whole. I'm feeling complete. I feel one with love, the love of life, the love of this present moment, the present moment of being here with breath, with life, with the senses of being. Be godlike with you, right? Not controlling and damning and punishing, but be sustaining, be offering, be inviting, be nurturing, right? Be loving. Join me. Be with love as you be with you and see how things look for you in the future. I'm going to wrap it up sincerely. I don't have a set to rate anybody or to promote or to do other stuff. I got to get better at those things in the future. Till next time, thank you once again. Choose love. Peace for everyone. Walk with faith and live without fear. God bless us all. Peace. Peace on earth.